Close your eyes and picture a quiet university town at midnight, the smell of the trees in the foothills of Mount Mackling, the low hum of tricycles settling for the night. Now imagine the peace of that darkness shattered by a single white van. Inside are two college students who will never see another dawn. And outside, a powerful mayor who believes the law will never reach him. Tonight, we reopen the case that stunned the Philippines, shook its justice system, and still echoes 3 decades later: the 1993 abduction, rape and murder of University of the Philippines Las Piñas students Eileen Sarmenta and Allan by Calauan. Laguna Mayor Antonio Sanchez and 6 of his men, town ruled by fear. Calauan, in the early 1990s, was textbook rustic rice paddies, coconut groves, pastel houses along the national road. But underneath that postcard exterior lay a fiefdom. Mayor Antonio Sanchez, already on his 3rd consecutive term, controlled the police, the local courts, even the barrio fiestas. Residents whispered a single word: terror. If you crossed him, you vanished. Profiles and promise. Eileen Sarmenta, 21, was the sort of student who remembered birthdays, laughed the loudest at practical jokes, and volunteered at the campus clinic because she wanted to be a doctor. Her friend Allan, 19, played forward on the UPLB football squad and dreamed of becoming an environmental lawyer. On the 28th of June 1993, finals behind them, they grabbed a late snack at a local eatery. It was the last ordinary thing they ever did. The abduction just after 11 p.m. A Toyota Tamara FX screeched beside the pair near the upgate. Armed men forced Eileen and Allan inside. Witnesses saw police issue carbines. One man shouted, "Para que Mayor Turagalo, this is for the mayor gift." By dawn, gunshots cracked the stillness of Barangay Colba. A farmer would find Eileen's body, half naked, her face obliterated by a shotgun blast. A kilometer away, Allan lay beaten and riddled with bullets. Cracks in the wall of silence in an era when witnesses feared testifying. One man stepped forward, Releo Centeno, Sanchez's former bodyguard. Broken by guilt, he told investigators the chilling chain of events. Eileen presented to the mayor as a fresh, beautiful gift, the repeated assaults, the order to finish them, and the mocking laughter as gunfire faded into the night. "Mayor, she is the gift you asked for, then give her to me." On the 13th of August 1993, the National Bureau of Investigation arrested Sanchez. Cameras flashed as he declared, "Wala akong kasalanan, I am innocent." Defense counsel included a future presidential advisor. Presiding Judge Harriet Dimitru moved the hearings to the Pasig Regional Trial Court to avoid local intimidation. For nearly 2 years, Filipinos crowded outside the courthouse, trading photocopied affidavits like tabloids. 7 counts of forever. The 14th of March 1995, Judge Dimitru pronounced the verdict: guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Antonio Sanchez and 6 henchmen received 7 terms of perpetua, each technically up to 280 years. Crowds outside erupted in applause. Inside, Sanchez smiled, as if certain he would still find a way out. The Supreme Court affirmed the ruling in 1999. Life behind bars. Or was it? Behind Bilibid's gray walls, Sanchez lived anything but austere. Inspectors found shabu hidden in a Virgin Mary statue in 2010 Street, value Philippine peso 1.5 million. In 2015, they seized an air conditioner and flat-screen TV from his cell. But the true shock came in August 2019, when a Bureau of Corrections memo revealed he was shortlisted for early release under the Good Conduct Time Allowance Law. Public outrage was swift. President Duterte fired the Bucor chief within days. Death unanswered. On the 27th of March 2021, Antonio Sanchez was declared dead on arrival at the new Bilibid Prison Hospital, age 74. Officials cited undetermined causes. But many saw poetic justice and no hero's burial, no final press conference. His body left the compound in a plain white van, the same vehicle model that once carried his victims. Echoes and lessons. 30-plus years on, Sarmenta Gomez's case remains a reference point whenever Filipinos debate the death penalty, political dynasties, or prison reform. Oplos Barras renamed a lecture hall after Eileen. Allan's fraternity funds scholarships in his name. Her story surfaces in crime docudramas, law school recitations, even a 2024 Metro Manila Film Festival entry loosely inspired by the events. Yet the victim's families still decline most interviews, they say. Revisiting the pain is like ripping open a stitched wound. Media firestorm and national rage, the Sarmenta Gomez case didn't just spark courtroom drama, ignited the Philippine media landscape like few events before it. Headlines screamed mayor, rapist, killer, while late-night newscasts replayed gory details that blurred the line between journalism and spectacle. Talk shows debated the death penalty. Radio anchors fielded angry calls from grieving mothers and disgusted citizens. Some stations played up the gift narrative, painting Eileen as an object-provoking backlash from women's rights groups who demanded justice not only for her, but for all nameless women silenced by violence. Chilling fact emerged. The police officers who helped kidnap Eileen weren't rogue elements. They were part of Mayor Sanchez's official security detail. What did it say about a nation where law enforcers became lawbreakers? If you are not safe near your school, if you're not safe from elected officials, then where are you safe? News vans parked outside the Sarmenta residence for days. Eileen's mother Flora once spoke to media, only to say Hindi kami magpapamit para sa ratings. We won't be used for your ratings. Eventually, the family's silence became a form of resistance. Their dignity and grief stood in contrast to the circus outside. As a legacy of law and reform 3 decades on, the Sarmenta Gomez case still shapes how the Philippines thinks about justice. In 1994, just months before the verdict, public pressure helped push the restoration of the death penalty, a law later repealed in 2006, but never forgotten. When Sanchez's name reemerged in 2019 as eligible for release, senators scrambled to clarify the good conduct time allowance law. Passed quietly in 2013, public fury exposed how murky the law was and how easily it could be exploited. Student organizations at UPLB continue to hold annual candlelit vigils in memory of Eileen and Allan. New generations chant their names without ever having met them. Their story became more than tragedy, became a symbol of how political power unchecked breeds impunity. In 2023, a bill dubbed the Sarmenta Gomez Memorial Law was proposed aimed at disqualifying heinous crime convicts from early release entirely. And whether it passes or not, it reflects how memory, when carried forward, can shape legislation. Justice is not just what we do in courts. It's what we remember as a people. It's the line we draw and say, never again. Eileen Sarmenta and Allan Gomez wanted ordinary lives, medical rounds, courtroom debates, Friday karaoke. Their futures were stolen by men drunk on power. Yet in telling their story, we do more than remember horror. We safeguard the hard-won spaces where students walk home safely, where public servants answer to the governed. If you believe in keeping those spaces safe, like, share and subscribe to help independent documentaries thrive. And if you know someone who still calls impunity a privilege, share this video. Justice, after all, begins with the stories we refuse to forget. This documentary is based on publicly available court documents, reputable news reports, and archival footage. While every effort has been made to present accurate information, some dialogue and scene reconstructions have been dramatized for clarity. The program contains descriptions of sexual violence and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Creators do not condone the crimes depicted and present this content solely for educational and historical purposes. If this story moved you, help keep their memory alive. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more real stories that demand to be remembered. Click the bell icon so you don't miss future documentaries that dive deep into justice, truth, and the lives affected by them. Because justice begins not only in courtrooms, but in the stories we refuse to forget.